look at all these people here and ready to go. They are like, good job, everybody. Why is Ben not here? Come on, Ben.
Ben, I'm keeping your seat warm for you.
Okay, I need 2 minutes. Can you see here? Stop with my hands. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, be right back.
We need to, honestly, there's a green one, we're playing the morning, before something like that. It's on Zoom. 9:30.
You just listen.
Well, my otter goes in there and takes notes on me, I don't even know, some kind of aid, something that takes notes.
Somebody throw a whole bottle of water and forget to put coffee in it?
No, it's just,
There's my wife does.
Ben, why aren't you here?
Good morning.
We miss you.
Same here.
I know you can't see any of us, but hi. We need a
But
little,
good.
we need a little remote control thing that we can.
oh,
move
then turn the camera on.
Move the camera around, we can see you. Hi, Beth.
Morning. Mohammed. My man. Jill, what's going on?
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, everybody.
Sydney.
Oh, hey, Sydney.
There's more people down there.
Hi.
So what are you doing on that? I'm not doing it. Why is my iPad unavailable?
And it's.
You do it too?
We're just hop in and listen, if we didn't wanna hop in and like, just think, you can have to listen to people, they go back and forth, and they both are different situations.
Where, what, something? It's not long.
Punctuality is important. Listen, I made,
It says I can't start till 5 minutes.
what?
My iPad says that it's unavailable and we'll try again in 5 minutes.
See, I posted iPhone versus Android controversy yesterday. That's why, right there. I'm just saying. So I made a big mistake yesterday. I am like scheduled out for the rest of my life, like that. I live by my calendar, I live by my planner. Everyone in my family has a different color, not even joking. My real estate has a different color than my personal stuff. I'm excessive. So some Rotary friends of mine were going to Women Leading Kentucky luncheon.
Yeah.
That they were like, hey, does anybody else want to go? I was like, oh, I do. So they got me a ticket. I looked up where the event was. I looked it up online, like staring at the date, the time, the place, put it in my calendar. It was today at noon.
Oh.
Last night, looking through my phone, and I see one of the people that was supposed to go with me at the Women Leading Kentucky luncheon. That was yesterday at noon.
Oh,
Like, I never do that stuff ever, and I felt horrible because Alicia had gone out of her way to get a ticket, and it wasn't cheap, and I was. And I texted her immediately. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot. Did they ever do that?
All the time.
Yeah, I don't ever do stuff like that. Not very often. Although my daughter reminded me once I left her at school. Like I was supposed to pick her up and take her to another event. But I forgot to pick her up. I just went to the other event and I was like waiting and she called me. She's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm at the school for your thing. She's like, you didn't come get me.
you're at school for acting and I'm not there.
So perhaps there's too much in my brain right now. I'm not sure.
And I think it gets worse as you get older too. For some reason. Like, I'll have it on my calendar on my phone, I'll have it on the written calendar, and I'll still like, oh, I was supposed to be
Yeah.
such and such, and I didn't know.
Well, that was a big flop for me, and I feel really bad. Anyway, I mean, what are you gonna do, things happen, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to Rotary today instead of women leading Kentucky lunch. Anyway, so how's everybody? Look at all these people we have online. Beth went away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it says only 5 participants.
Oh. Then you were missing, good, they don't count you. do
Yeah, they do.
Oh. That's
Okay, I'm sure she'll be back. Maybe something will happen. Okay, so everybody doing okay? Anybody have any amazing thing you want to share? Yes, I can. Anybody have anything amazing you want to share? From yesterday, any big wins? I got a new person pre-approved yesterday.
Awesome.
Guess how old she is? 21.
Oh, my God.
Her husband's 29.
Okay.
They're super young. We're gonna look at houses on Sunday. Have it all set up. Very exciting. Yep, yep. Very sweet,
My
very
sister-
eager.
My sister bought a house at home too.
This is why I love first home buyers, because they're so excited
Yeah.
and they listen to everything you say. They'll do what you tell them to do.
Yes, oh, yeah.
I'm serious. I would take first time home buyers over anything. They're so sweet and so fun. Anyway, so that's my win for the day. Okay, so we are gonna talk about capturing more leads today. I know we've talked about capturing leads a lot, open houses, social media, structure or not. That's why I picked it up. And then I saw a text from a client. My internet just went out. Okay, that's bad.
Storms down, there are some bad storms that are supposed to be coming through style. So it's all the way down to Florida or not.
All right, turn that ringer off. Also my husband's leaving today, so it starts track season, like traveling track season. So if I'm a little grumpy or on edge or acting like a lunatic, just give me a hug or tell me to take a breath or something. Don't tell me to calm down, because that never works,
There's things that work.
ever.
Right.
Where did it
They're going to Arkansas today.
come? Good before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the start.
Yeah.
In March, he's gone for like almost 3 weeks straight. That's when I might get a little grumpy. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna talk about capturing more leads today. And all the ways you can do it. So on the way here, you know, if you don't know, I listen to Pivot Shift Ahead every day. And if you're not on that call,
It's pretty good.
you should 1000%
Yeah, it's actually.
get on Pivot Shift Ahead. So for Sydney, I don't know if you know this, there's a Facebook group called Pivot Shift Ahead. It's run by James Shaw. He's amazing. The biggest difference between their group and other real estate groups is there is no negativity. And he does not allow it. It's
Yeah,
not,
You shut people down.
he will shut you down in a hot second. If you say it on the call, he'll shut you down. If you post it, he won't approve it. Like, he just doesn't do it.
It's pretty good.
It's not, hey, I need an agent in this place. He won't, he doesn't, we don't do that. You can be part of his private mastermind called Inspired, which I am, I pay for, I think it's worth everything. And I have gotten 2 referrals in the last 2 weeks from that. That's where you can get referrals and do other things, but anyway, if you're not on there, I would highly recommend it. So this morning, there's a pre-show call, it starts at 7:30. And I was listening this morning, did you hear it?
No, I didn't, I was talking another way.
They were talking about all the ways you can get leads in all the different places. So like, one person was like, well, when I go to the gym, I only wear Keller Williams shirts. That's it. That's all I wear. And it starts conversations with people. One lady was talking about how she does a food truck event for her community. She was like, I don't have any money to spend, so I'm gonna go do a food truck event. She got all the food trucks that she could find to come to this one space. And then she passed out flyers in her community. And it just brought people together.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of unconventional ways to get leads. So the more, the better, right? Yes. We'll talk about some other lead sources, lots of methods for meeting new people, getting to know them, having them know you. You'll hear it over and over again. The more leads the better. And then I think tomorrow we talk about following up with those leads. So we're not gonna go into that too much today because we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm already so. Hey,
Calm down.
I hate when people tell me to calm down. I hate when people tell kids to calm down.
Yeah, they're like,
Like, the kid's like freaking out on the floor, crying, whatever, and you're like, oh, just calm down.
You know what my response to that is? I just walk over.
My kid was getting his sweatshirt yesterday because why would you leave school with all the things you came with? Whole nother thing. Where's your sweatshirt? I don't know. We gotta find it. Like the end of the world, because I made him walk all the way to the gym to find his sweatshirt. Lo and behold, there it is on the floor. He's trying to put it on in the hallway and I'm just walking. Obviously, he's having a bad day. He's grumpy. I don't know, he needs a snack, something, hug. He's walking while he's trying to put it on and he literally falls on the ground and starts like rolling, trying to get this sweatshirt. And I'm just standing there like, I hope somebody checks the cameras in this school and watches this whole, I didn't say a word. Just stood there. And when he was done, he looked up, got up and I'm like, are you ready?
Like Arthur,
Don't tell him to calm down.
that was
Calm down.
my kid this morning. She literally was just like pushing things around the living room. She picked up her little like TV tray thing that she does like going around and threw it across the room. And she's 4. And
Big feelings, man. Big
and I
feelings.
thought she was like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. And I was like, well, you can stay here by yourself today. And she was like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I was like, okay, well, I'm taking Sissy out to the car. When you're ready, you can join us.
Yep. I love it. You're like, I don't want to go either, but sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do.
Yep.
Listen, people are full of big feelings, especially for her. Okay. So nobody had any great thing to say about yesterday, except, cool. All right.
Yesterday was pretty hairy yesterday. Hopefully my brain works better.
Is Beth back? Is that number 6?
Yesterday was a productive day.
Good job. Yay.
Yesterday was a productive day?
Yes.
Good. Tell me about it.
Well, so, not exactly pertaining to real estate, but it's pertaining to dog training. Does that count?
Sure.
Okay. Had to do some CGC stuff, which is the Canine Good Citizen certification. It's the first step a lot of people take prior to entering therapy work with their dog.
Yeah.
Was doing that at Lowe's. And it went really, really well. Had a super reactive dog there that kept us cool, and had a very talkative dog that learned pretty quickly, oh, I just need to be quiet and you'll pay me for that. Oh, okay. That my entire world has turned upside down, but in a good way. So that's productive for dog training.
Can you come to my house to teach my dog how to not talk because he's so loud?
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely can.
Or just tell me what to do. He's real sweet, but when my husband comes down the stairs in the morning, he goes bananas. And my husband doesn't even like the dog, so there's that. It's, oh, that's how it works though, right? They're like that toward people who don't like them because they know. They're like, love me, love me. Okay, I love that. Good job. Okay, you love people, but at the same time, you haven't yet learned to love hunting for them. Okay. This is about learning to love lead generation. The hunt for people who are able, ready, and willing to buy or sell real estate now or soon. In this section, we're going to learn about more sources for leads so you'll never run out. And hopefully you don't have to pay $1 bajillion for them. I don't know about y'all, but I get like probably 3 or 4 calls / texts a day from lead generation companies
oh, yeah.
wanting me to pay for their, and one actually sounded like halfway decent yesterday. I was like, well, I'd like to do some more research.
Sure, yeah.
My money, no, it's something with Twitter.
That's the same people. That's the same freaking people.
So I'm like, I know your job sucks, so I'm gonna be nice to you, right?
Yeah.
I tell them, I'm like, you know, this actually sounds cool, but I would like to think about it. Plus, I already made one mistake and I'm tied up in it until March. Yeah, So the money that I would spend on that is tied up. That's the budget, like I can't,
Right.
there's no more money to put toward your thing. Well, I understand, 3 times, I had to tell them that, 3 times, I finally know.
I hung up on it too.
Like, I'm
I did,
trying to be
yeah.
nice, I'm like, call me back in March.
Yeah.
It's a 1-day promotion, sure.
Yeah, it's not. I was like,
No.
talk to Jen, our ops manager, maybe you can talk to her about it, but I was like, call, I didn't want to voice, you know, if you have a number there, I'm driving it, can't really give it to you. That sounds great, well, let me, you can still plug it
Please
in.
come after her, which one works for you?
Yeah, I'm like, you're not even listening to me, dude, it's like,
So,
so, right.
try not to, spend money on leads, that's what I would recommend.
Yes.
So the objectives for today are to gain a deeper understanding of how to create and disseminate lead generating messages. And be able to expand your referral strategies. So by the end, we're gonna be able to choose our top 4 lead generation sources. And lay out strategies and timelines to generate leads from those sources. Those are like your pillars, right? You need to have those anyway, like. You do open houses and door knocking and events and whatever. Those are like your big pillars of lead gen, you need to have those, so. Come on. There we go, okay, we're gonna talk about systems that work first. Your number 1 job is to find ways to get in the path of motivated buyers and sellers. It's always smart to be reminded of our number 1 job, lead gen. As real estate agents, without leads, we have no sales and therefore no business. We're in the business of lead generation. Since leads are everywhere, literally everywhere, standing in line at the grocery store, there are leads everywhere. We must always be hyper aware and be on alert for when they appear. I have to say, one of my big things for this year is trying to be more consistent, because if you're not consistent, it's not gonna work for you, right? You're gonna be real sporadic. You're not gonna have consistent income. And most likely, if you don't have consistent income, you're probably gonna quit. Because everybody needs consistent income. So by doing consistent activities, your income becomes consistent. But one of my big problems is I go really hard for like 4 or 5 days, and then I am peopled out. I don't wanna talk to anybody, I don't wanna look at anybody, I don't wanna put makeup on. I just want to sit on my couch and cover up with a blanket and not do it. So it's exhausting. And I am an extrovert, like to the nth degree, but it is exhausting. And I struggle with that. So I've been trying to, in the evening, like, just put it all down, sit on the couch, enjoy my family, play cards, play dart, whatever, and try to like step away from it a little bit every night, instead of like going hard all day, every day for 5 days, and then I don't wanna do anything for 4 or 5 days, which is not being consistent, so. I don't know how you all combat that. Anybody else have any great ideas for combating? Can you not see the slides? Beth?
No, all I can see is
No.
a post attendee Zoom like screen.
I am sharing the screen.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, hang on. I'm glad you said that. Let's see.
Oh, that's the screen.
There we go.
But to speak to what you were talking about, Cheyenne, I think the best way to combat that fatigue, if you will, is it's muscle memory. It's making it part of your routine in the same way like we go to the gym, right? The first few times you go to the gym, or even the first few months you go to the gym, it is the worst and you hate it. And then after that, not going to the gym actually feels like a thing that's weird,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's the same concept with lead generation. When you make it part of your daily routine and you create the habit, then it's going to feel weird on the days you just don't do it.
yeah. Yeah, that's totally true. Yeah, can you see the slides now? Yay, okay, sorry about that, I'm glad you said something. Yeah, creating the habit, being consistent, yes, absolutely, that's what it's all about, right? All right. All right, the 2 M's of lead generation are message and method. So lead generation should always be purposeful and intentional. This slide depicts a system to help make your lead generation more purposeful. We call this the message and method of your lead generation, the 2 M's. It's about having a message and then using a method to drive that message to your desired audience. So the method,
The method to the madness.
I'm struggling here. Okay, the message must, number 1, match your market, whatever your message is. And number 2, make an offer for immediate response. It's called a MOFR, right? A MOFR. Okay, so you can match the market by tailoring the intended message to the sentiments and market conditions of the target group in the area in which you operate. And then have a call to action that can be direct. Call me now, or indirect, like look at my website to learn more. So you need to decide what is your target audience? Who do you want to cater to most? There are so many little tiny nooks and crannies of real estate that you can get involved in. I would focus on one to start, if I were you. Like, I love first-time homebuyers, so I do first-time homebuyer seminars. I work with Larissa a lot on first-time homebuyer grants and different loan programs and stuff like that. That's just one thing I really enjoy. So I hit that one really hard. I don't know anything about estates. So I'm not gonna go out there and say, hey, if you have an estate, your loved one died and you need help. I mean, I could figure it out, but that's not who I'm sending messages to. So you know what I mean? And I mean, if you've been in the business a long time, your message is gonna get wider. But to start, it's better to focus on one group of people. Make sure your message is matching who you're trying to talk to. Does that make sense? Yeah? Anybody on Zoom land have anything to say about that? Okay.
Once again, I want people to remember tagging, so then you can alter your messages
Yes.
based and very easily sort based on those tags within
Yes.
command.
Yes, I just went through most of my database and tagged home buyer for my home buyer seminar, so I know who to send the emails to. I tagged them all with a bright red home buyer tag so that I know. Sorry. So that I know for the next one, our next one's in March. I know I can start hitting that now, pretty much. Yeah. Who was your target when you were like, who is your target, Beth?
Yeah, so I still target first-time home buyers and first-time home sellers. Because what I have found is that by marketing specifically to those folks, if I do a good enough job with them, they stay with me forever. And I typically focus more on first-time home buyers, because if I can create a relationship with them when they buy that first house, I can be their realtor for life. So for me, that is my target focus. And typically the demographic that I alter my message to is young professionals. There's so many that are under a lot of student loan debt, are under, you know, a lot of financial strain. So I like to alter my messaging in that lead generation around, hey, did you know that there's this new loan product where, you know, we can help you out with these down payment assistance or whatever it might be. And yeah, I get a lot of business that way.
That's awesome. I love that. I also market to teachers because I was a teacher. So Larissa and I take treats to the teachers once every month or two. So that is a big market for me personally. Okay, what could be an offer that would generate a response? So when you're trying to put that MOFR out there, What would make your phone ring or what would generate immediate responses in text or in social media? And sometimes it doesn't even have to be, real estate related, like, obviously it's better if it's real estate related, because if you put out there, like, do you know what your home is worth? People wanna know what their home is worth. Call me, I can tell you. That's them over.
I got postcards sitting and waiting for two whole zip codes. The one I live in now and Metro Station area. So they're waiting, just waiting for money to provide
send
that mailer out, and I've got the QR code that I've used that.
Yeah.
And you scan it and we tested it, it worked. For Jeffrey, it worked. But it'll immediately put it in there, so even if they're just curious, they can scan it.
Yep.
They put it in there, it's already got the information in there. And that's it, I'm like, hey, guess what, so I got one home evaluation, 1% of what that's a good detail.
Yep.
So I think just create like giving them something, give them like, like.
Something valuable.
a little carrot.
Yep.
like that.
Yep. Awesome. So some of the things you could put out there are, this awesome house just came on the market. If you're looking for a home in this neighborhood, call me right away. Interest rates are even lower if you're considering buying now or thinking about refinancing. I could put you in touch with lenders who can work with you. Do you know the price of your home, or do you know the price of homes in your neighborhood? I've got just a report for you. I am trying to like mix up my social media a little bit more, so I'm not all real estate, even on my real estate page. So I'll put stuff on there about Rotary missing. No, I didn't put anything on there about missing that thing yesterday. Yesterday I put, because I was listening to Pivot and somebody said that they put on there like Android or iPhone. And I did it yesterday, and I've gotten a lot of people respond to that. And then the thing is, once you put it out there, you still have to interact with it. You can't just put it out there and leave it. So one guy was like, my old neighbor was like, there's two people, there's ones who use iPhones and ones who haven't. And I'm like, that's not true. I used to have an iPhone and I didn't like it, and I love my Android. So, it's generated some heated responses from people. But just getting your name out there because it's on my realtor page. So, getting them to respond in some way is good. Okay, all right, let's talk about the method. This is the same thing. Gosh, I have bifocals and it's still like pretty read. Okay, so with the method, there are two primary methods of getting your message to your target group: prospecting and marketing, which we have talked about several times. We are only going to talk about, this session will only cover additional prospecting sources. Okay. Okay. When you are truly on the hunt for leads, you will find many opportunities. Let's say you're in a coffee shop, you overhear a couple talking about an open house that they just visited. What would you do?
Oh, where was that? Well, let's see it. It's kind of gauge like super creepy,
Yeah. Creepiness before you respond.
Like,
I will
oh
say,
yeah,
especially as a man, if it's two women talking about it,
yeah.
and you don't have the creep factor, but some people do, like just naturally, you just kind of give that weird vibe. I mean, I'm just saying, but you have to kind of like, if it was two men talking about it, I would say something, right?
Yeah.
But you just have to like kind of gauge the people and where you're at and what you look like, all the things.
The other main part is go to a bar, specifically like Winchell's or something like that, just want to eat lunch. Everybody within like 5 minutes talks about real estate as they're sitting down. Everybody, it's like these little ladies talking about their estate. So then I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I want to learn more. And I'm just trying to get engaged in conversation with them. they do what they do with me, but at least I try.
Right,
You know,
right,
like,
You don't have to, you know.
you over here,
Right.
just let me know.
Don't mind me.
I'm just gonna, this.
Real estate agent, so then it'll take the creep back.
Right?
Start crying myself, like. Start getting nice.
It's also important to pick up on the social cues
Yes, yes.
of other people. If they are like clearly disinterested, disengage and let it go. There are plenty more leads out there.
Unless you're Michael.
Well, Michael's a whole other story.
It's an over. Yes, so.
But yeah, you have to pick up on social cues of other people when you're doing this. But you can approach with a conversation starter. Hey, I overheard you talking about an open house. Are you looking for a home in this area? You can connect with the individuals in a way that builds rapport and trust. One of the best ways is with questions, not, hey, I'm an agent. I heard you, you know, like ask questions like Keith said, oh, where was that at? Look for opportunities to be of service to them. I have a list of all the homes and for sale in this area. I'd love to connect with you. So you can stay informed of what comes on the market. And then if appropriate, ask to meet with them to learn more about their situation. Like I said, you need to pay attention to the social cues of the situation. And if they're interested in you, or if they're clearly telling you with their body language to leave me alone. And don't forget to apply the forward method to connect with someone to deepen the relationship, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Okay. Has anybody had something like that happen where you got the lead? Like you were out doing something, you had a shirt on, you heard somebody talk about it, and you kind of,
I went and there was this guy and his daughter was running around at the Melvin Jack's playground. This was my son, and then they started leaving that playground together. Oh, that's cute. I was like, look at him go. I'm sitting there, he's on his phone. I'm like, oh, so hey, how's it going? I'm Keith, I'm that guy's dad, you know. And, oh, I'm that girl's dad. I'm like, cool. I was like, so we started talking. Like, what do you do? Commercial electrician. I'm like, awesome. I was like, that's great. Are you know, you here? We started just really getting into his job and what he does. Then his wife comes over and starts talking about what she does, and like, oh, what do you do? It's like, oh, we're real estate. Like, hit each other, like we were talking about finding homes and stuff. So we're slowly developing a relationship with this guy. And for some reason I lost all of her information, including the daughter's name and everything in command. I don't know what happened. But I captured his stuff.
oh, good.
So I got his information, and that's when I just kind of reach out every now and then, like, oh, here's my app, see if you guys find anything, or you know, I guess the questions of no, what's up appointment, I'd love to come out and talk to you guys more about what you're looking for, and just kind of being real cool, and like, hey, you want to go back to Malibu Jacks? You know, my 4-year-old needs to run around like crazy.
Right?
Yeah, we'll set up a play date or something, you know.
If they downloaded your app, you can find them.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the download.
Okay.
Yeah, if they download my app, and I'm like. I
You'll
can
get a
see the
notification
activity,
and you can see what they look at. Yeah.
and
Okay.
I'm still waiting.
Okay. That's awesome.
It's very slow. It's been a couple months, but it's fine. It's built down rapport with them. There may be somewhat of a language barrier there, but.
Okay.
Sit with a second, and they're like, what? No, they're not. Chihuahua?
That's awesome. I love it. Anybody else have any awesome stories like that? People, Beth
I will
does.
say, when I first got started in real estate, I didn't feel comfortable maybe really being in my office. I felt like I was doing one of those things where I was like, I don't know enough, but I'm too shy to ask questions and I wasn't really sure. So I decided I was going to do all of my work from the local Panera up the street.
Literally nothing.
And every morning there was this group of older gentlemen that came in and drank coffee. And they always sat at the table like 2 over from mine. And every morning we were there. Eventually, after about a week or so, they would say good morning to me and I would say good morning to them. And then I ended up getting a coach eventually. And my coach said to me, get a sticker for your laptop that says, ask me about real estate. So I put a sticker on the front of my laptop. And it literally opened a door to all kinds of conversations about the economy, about real estate, about our local market, all of these things. And I ended up getting 2 buyers and a listing out of that group of older gentlemen sitting there. And it was simply because I ended up putting the sticker on the front of my laptop.
That's amazing.
It's very cool.
So a $3
I'm going to
sticker
make a sticker.
can get you some
Name
business.
badges and stickers.
Yep.
Good idea.
Yes.
Name tags and stickers, here we are, Beth's a genius.
Etsy, well, no,
You can make them with your Cricut.
I'm sure
That's
it's- bucks or-
I paid like $2 or $2.50.
You wanna print it, the pawn shop in Moorhead has one for $60.
There you go.
Oh, I don't.
It's a creator.
If I can figure out how to make them, I'll just make a couple.
Yeah.
Just give me a few days.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's all it is.
okay, we're making stickers over here with our Cricut. There's I've watched lots of videos on how to do it. I'm all about making new things. I gotta finish the clock for the wedding that we went to last weekend first. Anyway, okay, I love it. That's awesome. I am going to 2 birthday parties this weekend. One is at Malibu Jack's.
Nice.
I hate Malibu Jacks with a deep burning passion. Because the teacher in me knows that it overstimulates kids.
Yeah.
And then they act like a-holes because they can't control themselves because they're overstimulated.
They get sick.
There's flashing lights and there's sounds and there's this game and that game and there's bowling and there's golf. And there's go-karts or a little like whatever that thing is. Anyway, I hate it, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna smile. And it's at 11:30 in the morning on Saturday. Who does that? Anyway, I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna wear my real estate shirt. So, because opportunities are everywhere, right?
Make sure you charge the batteries really well.
Oh, no. I am making pancakes for the entire Lafayette track team on Friday.
But your social batteries don't run off of making pancakes.
Well, we're making pancakes and I'm passing shirts out. So when I'm done with that, I'm gonna go home Friday night and not talk to anyone. Let my kids watch movies like a good mom and just, be quiet. I'm going to a Chamber of Commerce thing tonight with a friend of mine in Nicholasville at a winery, so.
Oh, well, at least it's at a wire.
I can do anything if there's wine involved. Yes, there's a lot happening this weekend, and then I'm showing classes all day Sunday. And then going to another birthday party, so. I'm glad that we're not having Ignite Monday, because I will be tapped out. All right, prospecting versus marketing, we've talked about that 100 times, but we can talk about it again. We're gonna go a little deeper on this stuff. So lead generation is a contact sport, which is gonna be my next shirt. Actually, it's gonna say real estate is a contact sport. With simple rules, it means making contact with people through prospecting and marketing. So let's discuss what that quote means to you. What does that quote mean to you? Making contact with people through prospecting and marketing.
That there's definitely 2 totally different things.
Yeah.
Prospecting and marketing.
Yeah.
Prospecting is more of an action, marketing is more of a passive, like you just let it do this thing,
Like your mailers.
like mailers, yeah. I was looking at that, because that often, I mean, I'm not a dumb man, mama said. But I'm like, the heck is the difference? And I'm sitting there like beating my head against the wall, like, what's the difference? But I do mostly prospecting.
Right.
I do like zero marketing. That's what the team does.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, maybe we should do a little bit more marketing and mix it a little more prospecting, and that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But then I started doing the door hangers.
Yeah.
So then it's like, you're doing both, you're
Yes.
marketing and prospecting at the same time, so. But for the longest time, I didn't realize they were.
Well, that's why these classes are important.
Yeah.
Because even people who have been an agent for a long time might not really understand the difference between the two and that
Yeah.
you should be doing both.
Yeah.
So, thank you for that. Okay. So you have seen this chart before. Have you? Yes. Okay, likelihood move and time. Charts give me a little bit of PTSD because I'm really bad at math. So when I see like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to like go up there and solve something. Everyone you know and every lead you prospect is somewhere on this graph. Most people move every 7 to 10 years. or if you're like me, moves a lot more than that. It's not. The question is, are they at the top of the curve or the bottom, or somewhere in between? Everyone's timeline and life experiences are different. It's your job to do your best to predict where they are always. And it's your job to move at their timeline, not yours. I think that's a big thing, especially for newer agents. Nobody wants to be pushed into a decision, especially a decision that is as big as buying a house. So sometimes they do need a little like, all right, if you want to do this, we got to move it. But you need to move at their timeline. I will say that. And remember, we were talking the other day about how first-time home buyers, especially like this is the biggest thing, one of the biggest purchases they'll ever make. It's a huge decision. So my new buyer yesterday said to me, quote, "This is the biggest purchase we've ever made."
Yeah.
And I'm really nervous. And I was like,
Oh,
oh my gosh. I said, you know what? I bought a house not that long ago and we bought other houses. But I said, while I was going through the process, I tried to remember the moments that were hard and the moments that I was scared, so that I can use those moments to help guide you through the process so that you're not scared. So anyway, it was a great conversation, but people are aware that this is the biggest purchase that they're gonna make. And yeah, you just need to remember that too. So do you only prospect leads that are on their way up? Like that is moving toward buying? Is that the only people you ever prospect? Just people that are moving toward buying? You've lived in the house 5 years, it's about time to sell. I better talk to you.
no.
Is that the only, okay, no,
No.
absolutely not. Every lead you catch and build a relationship with is a potential buyer and seller at some point. And they know people moving. They know people that want to buy and sell. So they're a great referral source also. So who do we prospect and when?
Everyone.
Everybody, all the time.
But if you
Everybody
don't-
all the time.
If you don't see people, people don't see you.
That's right. They will forget about you. You have to stay in contact. And every time you contact them, tell them who you are. I've been texting people for years and I still say, it's Cheyenne McBride with Keller Williams Bluegrass. Just wanted to check on you, see how you're doing. Tell them who you are. It's not their job to remember you. It's your job to remember them. Okay. Here we go again. Prospecting versus marketing. We're going deeper on this. You saw this in session 5, and it's here again to remind you of the 2 methods for lead generating, prospecting and marketing, and that your business should be prospecting based, marketing enhanced. Why is it better to be prospecting based and marketing enhanced? How much does prospecting cost? Well, little to no money, that's right.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to have a conversation with somebody when you're standing in line at the grocery store, or you're at the dog park, or you're working out?
Mostly time.
Yeah.
It's just time.
Yep.
And marketing, you're gonna see some long-term results with. And so, yeah, it's great to have it out there for that face recognition, all of that stuff. But if you base your whole business just on marketing and you omit that prospecting piece of it, that more uncomfortable piece of it, truly, you're gonna be sitting around going, I have no right now business. I see
Yeah.
this a lot with brand new agents. They're scared to pick up the phone and make those phone calls, but they're really quick to like throw things on social media. And they're
Yeah.
like, well, I made the video and I put it on social media, and all of that is great. Except if we're not taking the next step and following up those people personally, that video is truly just marketing at that point. It's not prospecting.
Yep.
There, you can put all the call to action in there you want to, but truthfully, if we're not calling and asking them, no good. You're not going to get the business right now. They'll remember you maybe a few years from now if you're lucky, but that's about it.
Maybe. That was Michael saying hello. He just popped in. Did you see him, Beth? He just popped in and then left.
Yeah, I saw the little wave. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so prospecting is essentially free and simply requires your time to complete it. Marketing costs money, and it's more of a wait and see method. Also, prospecting builds a business that will thrive in down markets. Because you're having those conversations with people, and they're remembering you, and so when they do have a need, they're gonna come to you because you consistently stay in contact with them. That's what protects you during a shift, right? Yes. Our last two sessions were about open houses and social media. Prospecting helps support awareness and lead generation around your open houses. And social media can be a prospecting tool as well for marketing. So. Let's look at prospecting here. Lots of ways to prospect. I think I did my algebra. Yeah, might need to go do that. So if you look at this, there are many prospecting sources to share your messages through. Have you tried any of these? I sincerely hope so. Phone or face-to-face, you should be doing that every single day. Listing without agency, FSBOs and expireds, that is totally personal choice. If you're comfortable with it, if you're not. I have not done a lot of it. I don't call expireds. There's lots of great methods for calling expireds and calling FSBOs, but you have to check the do not call list before you call expireds. And FSBOs for that matter. If you don't have an actual buyer for their house, you need to check the do not call list. You can't just call and solicit them to be their agent. If they're on the do not call list, it's a big, I mean, you can get a big fine, so. Yeah, so, apartment complexes, I would, if I were you and you're gonna do that, I would check with the management
Yeah.
so that you don't get in trouble. A lot of times I ask forgiveness and not permission, but not with that kind of stuff. Because you're putting your name and your face and your business out there, and if you're gonna go prospect in apartment complexes and they want to retaliate, they can, because they have all your information.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So you could go in and have a conversation with management and be like, listen, I am happy to refer people to your apartment complex, but I would also like to try to help the people that are ready to buy a house here buy a house. So it can be kind of a mutual relationship. But I would absolutely have the conversation with the management before you go prospect apartment complexes. If you're going door to door. Neighborhoods, door knocking, I have clients that are hopefully buying soon, that I met at my own garage sale, like 2.5 years ago. And I've kept in contact with them this whole time. They came to my Christmas. Anyway. Recently sold listings, recently listed properties. If you have, listings, go around the neighborhood and pass something out when you list it. Go around the neighborhood, pass something out when it goes under contract. Go around the neighborhood and pass something else out when we sell it. I have 2 listings coming up from doing that. So highly recommend it. And for every listing you get, you should get 2 more from that listing by doing those things. That's what data tells us. You can do community outreach, charity, volunteer work. I do both of those things. I'm doing a career fair at Beaumont in March. I did it last year. It was really fun. Yeah, 8th graders don't really care what you do, but it's still fun just to go there and, you know, the teachers listen, you know, anyway.
You'd be surprised how many of those kids actually listen. It was one of the most impactful days in like grade school was the days that we went to that. So don't think they don't listen.
I need to think of something to give them.
Yeah, more level, something that would spark their interest.
Right.
You wanna know the real.
Like a
the real
squishy
estate-
ball or
You wanna know what the real estate agent did the last year that I went?
what?
She had little, the
Squishy
little
balls.
stress,
Yeah.
stress balls, but they were in the shape of a house. And so.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And so she had like a whole neighborhood of houses and each house was a different color. And she gave like, this house is worth $100,000 because it's blue. So what do you think the green one is? If the red one is like, so it was a color lesson. But also, so like,
Interesting.
if a blue one was worth $100,000, and a green one was worth, or a yellow one was worth $200,000, what's the green one?
Interesting.
And if they got it right, they got to take the house.
Huh.
Something
Well-
else to keep in mind too, if you're doing a career fair and it's for high school students. Guys, this is a great way to build your downline too. Not
Yeah.
every kid is cut out to go to college, okay? And I think we
Right.
have to get that out of our brains that like, that's the next logical step because it's just not for everyone. And it's certainly not financially feasible for everyone. And I look back on like, I have 2 college degrees and I look back on them and I go, had I started in real estate at 18
Yeah.
versus getting a degree in theater,
Uh-huh.
how much further ahead would I be, right? So I've done those career fairs. They're super, super interesting when you start talking to those older students. But for the younger students, I've done one in middle school and
Yeah.
I just put up pictures of houses, right? On my little booth. And they got to try to guess how much that house sold for. And whoever got closest to the number at the end of the day, they won a prize. So it was like a $10 Starbucks gift card, or it was, whatever. It was not a big deal, but it was fun for them to try to like, you could see the kids like trying to guess how much they thought the houses were. And it was hilarious because like some of them would be like, it's $9 million and it's a 8-bedroom house, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, I have no concept of how much this
That's
costs.
hilarious.
Yeah, but it was fun to watch them banter and interact like that for sure.
I did it last year and for 8th grade at the school I used to teach at. And they want to know how much you made. They want to know how much you get paid when you sell a house. They want to know how many houses you sold. I have a whole like presentation that I found and just tweaked. And it's very interactive and it gives them the opportunity to think about if they have skills that would work for real estate. Like I'm very blunt, I'm like, not everybody is cut out for it. It's not just a way to go make money and, anyway, it's fun. But doing stuff like that is, the teachers see you, the staff sees you, the kids are gonna go home and tell their parents about it, maybe not 8th grade. They don't talk to their parents in 8th grade.
No, how's your day? Fine.
High school, they start talking to you more. My 16-year-old talks to me a lot. Anyway, yeah, that's a great way to get out there and do things like that. I'm on I'm the booster president for the Lafayette track team, so being involved in your kids' activities, whatever those are, is a great way to get your name out there. I heard on Pivot Shift Ahead some things about like going to colleges and hospitals and stuff like that to talk about like what they do when people are moving to the area and if they have somebody they refer and all that kind of stuff. So we have all the opportunity here. You could go to even like Toyota, call them. You have a connection there. Do they have somebody that they send all their people to? I'm not sure. That's a great door for you since you work there. Builders banks, third-party data companies. I don't know what that means. Anybody know what that means? Third-party data companies?
Yeah.
Beth, do you know what that means?
I don't. I wish I did.
Yeah.
I would say maybe like,
So fast.
I don't know, like maybe your cable company, something like that. But your guess is as good as mine on that one.
Investors, teaching and speaking opportunities, like I said. Meals. Larissa and I are doing lunch for the teachers at Beaumont in March. Door-to-door canvassing, we've already talked about that. Networking events, we've talked before about being part of like your Chamber of Commerce. Rotary, there's so many programs you can be part of, organizations. The event I'm going to tonight at the winery is called Speed Networking. So it's like speed dating and they're like, bring all your business cards. And of course I only have a few left and I need to order them. But I have this thing on my phone that you can just scan my QR code right there. So that's what I'm gonna use tonight. You can do booths and kiosks. I thought about doing booths at like Nicholasville has the fair in the fall, like, it's not fair, whatever it is. In the fall, the booth is pretty cheap. I ended up not doing it, but stuff like that, I am built for stuff like that. But
I
you
will
have-
say, I do that too, and I have a lot of success, but I think it depends on if you like, you're going to something that you're into, right? When it comes
Yes.
to those conventions or whatever that is. So I do one that is a mommy con that we have here at the Orlando Convention Center. So it's other people, women who are pregnant or building families, whatever that is, and it's for moms. And so I can have a conversation like, hey, not only can I help you buy and sell a house, I can talk to you about how you can transition into a career in real estate, being a mom,
Yep.
and what that looks like, how
Yep.
you can balance that. I also like to do wedding expos. Wedding expos are awesome for this because when people
We
get
just
married,
had
what's the
one
first
here.
thing they want to do? Buy a house.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yep. Like you said, you have to be into it. If it's not your thing, don't do it. You're gonna waste your time and money and energy. Don't do it if it's not something you will
Not
enjoy.
going to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Expo. It's not happening. Okay, but I'll go to
Exactly.
MommyCon. Sure.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
That's a good example. Yeah, don't do it if it's not gonna bring you joy. But there are tons of things you can do to prospect. Okay, and then you have marketing. Actually, let's go back. We skipped a piece. Sorry, my bad. Okay, I want you to take a couple minutes, everybody. It still went back. Wah, wah. I need to get my eyes checked again. They're real bad. Okay, I want everybody to take a couple minutes and I want you to pick. 4 things that you either do or will do on a consistent basis to help your business.
Farmers markets.
Just look it up right now.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
but
serious.
make a list.
Yeah, seriously.
Take like 3 or 4 minutes. Everybody in Facebook or Zoom land. You got your assignment? Did you understand the assignment? I'm so funny.
You got it.
Okay, so take a couple minutes. I'm gonna make another cup of coffee while you're doing it.
Networking events, is that, is that the same thing as like? Let's say this someone having a, I'm saying, right?
Access. I had been, that's not.
Oh,
But, expireds, I've actually, the listing I have now isn't expired, or wasn't expired. I have a lot more success with expired than I do with this. For some odd reason. But I've also learned too, to not use that with phone. Make phone calls through, because in your phone shows up as spam. I didn't know that to smells like, hey, I've been hooked up today, but you can call me your phone's been spam, but. Here, I need this one. Like, I don't even.
Yeah, more auto dialers on further calls and 15 this one.
It's called, they're like the half, like the teardrop signs, usually you see where sticking out, it's like you know, sale here, whatever, it's not like an inflatable land. It's-
You know what you can call that signs and make them ready. Yeah.
Okay, time's up.
Kids.
Okay, what is one that we all should have on our list? Every single one of you.
Phone or face to face?
Yes, good job, Ben, you get in there. Everybody should be making calls. I know it sucks. It can suck. If it's not your thing, if you're not a phone person, whatever, but it is a necessary component to our job and our business. You just have to call people. If, after you meet them, you have to stay in contact with them. And I am a huge texter, but there's so much that can get lost in texting. You have to call them and talk to them. Okay, so everybody should have that one. What else? Somebody on Zoom land, give me one that you picked.
Networking events.
Yeah, I like that.
That one that should be on. LinkedIn.
Is anybody in a BNI group here?
That's right.
Business, networking? So I signed up to go visit one. It already has a realtor though. I don't know why they put me in that one or why they allowed me to choose it because it already has a realtor. It costs to be part of them, but I have heard people like Miranda has said it's brought her so much business throughout the years because it's only business professionals. And you meet like once a week and you're literally just giving each other referrals.
And I will say, Cheyenne, I was a member of a BNI at one point, and yeah, they are awesome. So you do get tons and tons of business. The reason I say I was part of one and I'm no longer anymore, once I built a lot of those connections, I went, okay, cool. I can keep having lunch with these folks. I can keep having a coffee with them. I don't need to pay the $900+ a year in order to have a meeting across town at 7 o'clock in the morning and try to get there. Like, it's just,
Yes.
I can make magic happen, not miracles. And I was not getting there on time. So it was not worth the stress. So what I will say is, this is an opportunity really for anyone that wants to build something like this. Who do you know that owns a small business that you can help out? Right?
Yeah.
Do you know someone that's an inspector, that's a plumber, that's an electrician, that, that owns a local flower shop, whatever it might be? Just plan something where you all get together for maybe it's a happy hour once a month, maybe whatever it might be, and get together with the sole purpose of sharing business with one another and talking to each other about your businesses. It is such an awesome opportunity for people to do that. And it doesn't have to cost you the money of a BNI.
Yep.
It just doesn't.
I love that. Especially if you like join one for a little while and it's well established and there's several, like some of them have 15 people in them. Some of them only have 4. You can also support one
The one I
another.
was had 21 people in it.
What?
The one I was in had 21 people in it.
Oh my gosh.
So there were so many people, yeah, that I got all their contact information and I still connect with them regularly.
That's amazing. Think about how many contacts that is. From those, if everybody has 500 contacts, 21 people, that's a lot of people. Another way you can support each other in those kind of things is doing like a small business spotlight. So I do. Isn't that cute? So I made it on Canva and I do like a small business and I post it on my Facebook page.
That's pretty cool.
We do a community Wednesday.
Do you do, okay, what do you do for that?
Community Monday, usually we'll highlight different businesses, or like we'll do what's your favorite Mexican spot? Share your favorite this or that.
Oh, pops, yeah.
And I also, yes.
You have to ask
Um,
for permission before you ask for permission before you put it on there, or do you just?
Most people don't care.
Yeah, it's free advertising for them.
I usually tag them in it.
Yeah, and so one of the other things I do is I use the Lex Today email, and I'll pull like, there were 5 things happening this week,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I just got one of those, somehow, so I
They're amazing.
don't know how.
Yeah.
Now I get them.
So I think we talked about this the other day, Bev. Did you hear that Lex Today website? Or is it Facebook?
It's an email.
Email.
It's an email.
If you subscribe to it, they'll send you stuff that's happening in the community. So that's good for you moving here soon. Anyway, okay.
And I also went on Facebook and joined all of those Lexington groups you were talking about yesterday. So I've got like all the info coming at me now.
Did you join the ladies of Lexington?
Scare you away.
I did.
Oh my gosh, some of the posts are so ridiculous.
I got to learn about some lady's husband cheating on her. It was a whole thing yesterday. It was great. So
Seriously. Some of the posts are useful and some of them are like that. It's kind of like Jerry Springer. It's like a guilty pleasure for me. Just to like scroll through.
well, I
also
appreciated
learned
the
about some-
entertainment.
I also learned about some things that women do to maintain their, I don't know. I had to look it up. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I was like, what is that? Woo, anyway, we can talk about that later. When we're not being recorded. I hope it recorded. Oh, you know what?
I think it's recorded.
I never heard it say recording in progress.
Oops.
It's
It said
recording.
it
I've got the
when
little
I
thing up on my-
joined on.
Oh, good, okay. Woo. Thank goodness. Okay, somebody else, somebody here, give me something that you're gonna do. Lakin loves that group too, cause it's entertaining.
I don't want it to be on Lincoln's list.
What should be on Lakin's list?
Teaching and speaking opportunities.
There you go. Why?
Because she's a cycle large.
Oh, there you go. So Lakin teaches at the cycle bar.
Yeah, Cycle Bar Patch and Square. That's what I was gonna say that. And then also I like the idea that you had about wedding expos because I'm getting married this year. So I might reach out to some people and just kind of see if I could maybe set up there.
They just had one in a week ago, 2 weeks ago, here in Lexington.
I went to it.
Did you? Okay. Was there a realtor there? That you saw?
No, there wasn't.
Usually you have to get into those pretty quickly because there's usually realtors. But the
Yeah.
thing with stuff like that is you have to have a good follow-up game. Because if
Yeah.
they're not right now leads, they are maybe in a year, maybe in, I mean, you have to follow up well with them.
Mhm.
I do a vendor fair at Beaumont for Christmas. But I don't, I just give out free hot chocolate and then I have a drawing of some sort. Yeah, just a nice little touch.
I just got some pizza cutters, with my information on, I got them 2 days ago. And so I'm gonna knock in my neighborhood and I'll put like a recipe for pizza crust.
Yeah.
And then like a letter and offering like, free, CMA.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna pass those.
That's
As soon as the
awesome.
weather gets halfway decent, I can get out and.
When it stops raining.
Yeah.
I have a boat if we need it in the next day or two.
We might.
I'm just saying, it has been pouring for days that, and, I thought we were gonna need it yesterday. It was not so.
We need an anti-fog machine where I live.
My husband said that they were on the radio on the way into town yesterday morning. They were talking about where to go in your house if it floods.
Mhm.
I was like, what are we expecting here that I don't know about?
The second floor.
He's like, they were talking about like getting on roofs and things like that. If you're,
At.
oh my gosh.
We need an axe to get out, we don't have an axe to get out of them. Oops.
Anyway, okay, what else? What else are we gonna do? Pete, tell me something,
I've got farmers markets,
okay?
which is what I really, I love going, I think it's freaking awesome and fun.
Great.
So I'm trying to look at pop-ups, and if it doesn't have our logo on it, I don't care, I'll just do something cheaply to start and then build out from there. But I have a bottle of bourbon that I really want to give away, I'm never gonna drink it. And so that is it's a Weller 12 year, so I'm never gonna, I'm just giving it to you.
Do a reverse fold.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
So I still have it, and I was gonna do the prospecting in my Buffalo Trace line that I was in, but I got shot down like to the heart by one of
Really?
the security guys. So I was like, hey man, I think about doing this, it's just, and I said, I'm a realtor, and he goes, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm like, but there's like 200 people here, and everybody's just waiting. He goes, no, it's not a good idea.
Well, yeah, you're at Buffalo Trace, you can't talk about giving away a bottle of
No,
bourbon.
no, I didn't say that part. I said, I'm just gonna give you more evaluation, part of what I was putting, you go, now. Like, oh, it's awesome.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's wait till the next time you go and see if it's a different security guard.
It is, and it was like a big jolly guy who I thought was jolly, he was very not down.
Not very well.
It's not jolly.
Very not, he was pretty anti-rule there.
That's funny.
It's like, I don't.
All right, Rebecca, what are you gonna do? One thing.
So the pizza cutters,
Oh, you said that. I'm sorry.
yeah, I have, joined the Scott County Women's Club and joined the chamber.
Great.
So I'm networking that way. I went to like a women in business, the other day.
Yep.
Within the chamber and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get more involved. Now that I'm not working at Toyota, I'm trying to
Yes.
get more involved. And I've got time to go with those things.
Awesome. Hey, there's a networking event tomorrow morning at Lexington Green if anybody wants to come at 8 AM.
Yeah, what was that again? It was some kind of like,
I shared it on Facebook.
I'll have to go to your Facebook to look at it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would do that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Got the kids off.
It's till 9:30. I mean, obviously I can't stay the whole time because I have to come here and teach, but I'll be there for the first probably 45 minutes and then coming in hot at 9.
Wait a minute.
Tomorrow's,
March Friday.
Yeah,
what's tomorrow's?
Teaching tomorrow?
yeah.
What's tomorrow's?
Nobody else is teaching.
We
follow up.
Or no, Tuesday and Friday.
Tuesday. Monday's the day we're not doing it. Monday's the day I'm gonna have to go to HR. Tuesday, Friday. Okay. What are you gonna do for your team?
What am I gonna do for my team?
One of these things. Or what are you gonna tell Shelley to do?
Probably that. We have some things, some goals that we set. That I think that would be the best.
Okay. Great. Who else on Zoom land has not told me? Tell me one thing that you're gonna do on this list. Or not on this list, but same thing.
Well, I just sent it to Rebecca too on, the 27th of February. The chamber here in town's having a network afternoon. From like 4 to 6. I've been to those in the past and, I mean, there's 20-25 people there.
Great.
So,
Trying to get Michael, Ben and I are gonna try to do like a, gift certificate to like Rodney's on Broadway, the restaurant before Valentine's Day. And then maybe like a sweets gift basket from Rebecca's Desserts, and then try to kind of do what we did when we gave away the vacation. About 2 years, were you here when we did that?
I don't remember.
Anyway, so like you just, you're out there and you're, telling everybody, put Facebook post out, say, hey, call me on this day.
Reverse
And
goal.
put your name, yeah, and
The
put
reverse
your
goal.
name, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to talk Michael into letting us do that. He hasn't got back with me yet, but,
Good.
so.
That's awesome.
Thinking of things. it's
Yeah.
just Getting it done.
I love it. Anybody else on Zoom land wanna share what you're gonna do from one of these things? Okay. Nope. Nope, okay. Now let's talk about marketing then. Okay, lots of things on this one also. We don't need to like really elaborate on this stuff because it's all pretty self-explanatory. You can quickly understand that the market has related experiences and may take longer to see results. Marketing has related experiences and may take longer to see results. Command does offer an easy way to set up Facebook advertising for a very low cost, which I can confirm. And you can learn about this more in Command. You can go to Scott Lowry Marketing. You can go to answers.kw.com. If you go to answers.kw.com, go to search Ignite reference guide, and then there's courses that connect you. There's courses on Connect that will walk you through the process. There you go. Who knew? There's also, if you go to Connect, is it Connect? There's like playbooks for
Open houses. there's
everything.
Everything. Door knock.
If you don't know how to do something, go to KW Connect and all the learning is on there. It's amazing. It is a great resource that is underutilized very much. Okay,
Also for this day, it's actually on the entry.
so prospecting and marketing, you can do both of those with these things. For example, open houses, which we talked about. You can, those are prospecting and marketing. We'll talk about geographic farming in a few slides, as well as seminars, events, and referrals. What is the common prospecting method to use with open houses? Door knocking. That's your opportunity to, one, make the neighborhood aware of the open house, and two, invite neighbors to the open house to meet you, see an active listing in the neighborhood, and perhaps refer a buyer to you, or say, hey, I want to sell my house too. That's one of the listings I have coming, is the guy was like, well, I had a realtor, but I like how much you got for their house, so I want to use you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Events. I love events like I did Grinchmas. It wasn't super successful, but it's a good start. Whatever you choose on this stuff, you're not always going to be super successful when you start, but you get better at it as you go, and hopefully you learn more about like how to invite people and how to follow up and how to do all the things as you go, and you get a little bit better with each event. So I try to turn most of my events at my house into real estate. So that one, I can write it off, and two, I remind my friends that I need your help with my business and I would need your referrals. Because you have to remind your friends, because they will forget. They know you're an agent, but they don't necessarily tell other people they know that you're an agent. Because that's not, until you train them to think like that, they just don't. So. Okay. Anybody have any brilliant ahas? I like the farmer's market idea, that's awesome. Okay. Gold mine of referrals. Talk about Columbia. Ooh. How much more? Okay. So let's dig into the gold mine of referrals. Many agents miss out on referrals, and yet they can be an easy and lucrative source of leads. Imagine if leads simply came to you as referrals from your sphere, friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, whatever. We'll talk about the different types of referrals and the systems to put into place to make the most of referrals. So we're going to look at client referrals, agent to agent referrals, worldwide referrals, because we can do that, and business to business referrals. So always provide value, share your apps, share the market statistics. I got a referral, I told you, from the Pivot Shift Ahead group, and the lady's moving from like northern Michigan, where you can see for 100 miles because it's flat, right? Well, she's talking about moving, she wants to live out in the country here.
Oh.
But I had to explain to her, well, I explained to the agent, I was like, how far out does she want to go? Because 30 miles doesn't mean 30 minutes in Kentucky. 30 miles in Michigan means 30 minutes, right? In most of Michigan. But it's not the same here. You could be 30 miles, even 10 miles outside of Richmond, it could take you an hour to get there. So, yeah, make sure you're getting good information. And then make sure that you are sending a handwritten note to thank whoever is sending you the referral. Okay. Agent to agent referrals. One thing I do want to say about just referrals in general, if you don't answer your phone, you're probably not gonna get the referral. So if you're one of those people who like, you don't answer your phone because you don't know the number, don't do that. If it's a telemarketer, you can hang up or say I'm not interested, but answer your phone. Anyway. Okay, so client referrals can come from agents as well. A lot of people, you know, kind of are like, I don't wanna pay a referral fee. Does anybody in here feel that way? Any of y'all? My thought process is, I wouldn't have the sale without them. I will gladly I will give out a referral fee every day of the week if you send me referrals every day. Why wouldn't I? I wouldn't
I'm
have
the
it.
same way, Cheyenne. Like, you want to send me referrals, send them to me. I will pay you your referral, and I have no qualms about that. And a lot of people are like, well, I'll send you a referral for this, maybe this buyer. And then the agent goes, okay, well, great. If that person comes back to me, then I don't ever have to pay that person a referral fee again. I pay them forever. I pay referral fees forever. And I do that because it rewards good behavior, if you will.
Yes, that too. Yeah,
Right? I want to get more referrals from them. So yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
always tell people, I'm like, not only will I pay you a referral fee on this deal, but if they ever come back to me to do business, you get a referral on that too. Thank you.
yep. And that's where tagging comes into play, huge, because you tag people, like Andrea Gross has given me a handful of referrals, and I tag them as referral from Andrea Gross, so that I never ever forget where they came from and that she needs to be paid when they close. So, what might be a reason an agent refers a lead to you? Maybe an agent in our market center is focused on listings and chooses to offer buyer client to you, since buyers take more time. Maybe the agent doesn't want to do both sides of the transaction, which is what happens with Andrea Gross. She doesn't like to do both sides. So she refers the buyers out. Maybe an agent specializes, if I got like a commercial lead, I probably wouldn't do it. I might say, hey, I'll split this with you to learn the process, or I would just refer it, because I have no idea. I took a commercial class once thinking I wanted to get into that, and I was like, nope, not for me. Not my specialty, not my thing. So maybe that's why you refer it out. If the referral, or if you get a client that wants to buy, like down at Lake Cumberland, I love Lake Cumberland. I eventually want to move there and sell houses there, but I don't know Lake Cumberland. So I would refer it to someone who does know the area and knows the ins and outs of all the things there. So don't be afraid to refer out and take referrals. Make sure you keep top of mind with agents so that they think of you first. When they need to refer, keep in mind that you're competing with other agents for their attention, so you should answer your phone. And you should be constantly thinking of creative ways to stand out, be different, and be remembered. Many Keller Williams agents build their business with agent referral business, and you can too with a system. So has anybody ever gotten a referral fee from another agent? It's amazing. It's amazing. It just shows up. You just get like, I don't know, I think I got $2,500 for finding an agent for a friend of mine. And so I told my husband, that people move all the time in coaching. Like, if you have people that are moving, please tell them that I can find them an agent in their new town. Right? They move all over the country all the time. There's a missed opportunity there. Anyway. So when an agent refers a client to you, you agree to pay that agent a certain percentage of the commission. Typically it's 25%. Some people charge more, some people charge less. The lady that called me for the one referral was like, what do you usually, like, she was real mousy about it. She was like, what do you usually pay for a referral fee? I'm like, I'll pay you 25%. That's what I usually pay, and that's what I would charge. She's like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, she was scared to ask me. I'm like, you're giving me business. Anyway. And vice versa. So when you refer a client to another agent, they agree to pay a percentage back to you. Referring clients that you cannot serve to other agents helps everyone. Agent, you, and the client. Remember, we are trying to do what's best for the customer. They always come first, right? In our Y4C2Ts. They come first. So if you can't serve them the best, you need to pass them to someone who can. If they're doing a luxury listing, a $14 million house, and you've never done luxury listing, probably need to send that to somebody or partner up with somebody and have them help, right? Because you don't know what you're doing, and so a lot of money. Okay.
That's right now, like, I gotta go to the land in East Kentucky, we can only go so far.
There you go.
And I'm like, I just put it on their chat, hey, you guys know anybody? And Jeff said, what about trade? Like, so I just sent trade message, hey, you help this guy, we can only go so far, I don't know if you have further future Kentucky connector.
Yep.
But you can only go so far with our.
Perfect. Perfect.
Close to West Virginia, like, just like right on the edge, just out, they don't want to take it for specific.
Okay, so, agent to agent referral model is to begin by growing an agent referral network, keep track of every agent you meet throughout the course of your business. Reach out to agents in other cities and states, especially from locations where people are moving from. What was the percentage you told us, Beth, that people are moving to Kentucky? Like, huge. Right? So if you are making friends with other people at like maybe conferences, if you're going to family reunion, or you get on Pivot Shift Ahead and you connect with agents on there, people are moving here. So
If this is something you guys want to focus on, I am going to highly, highly recommend that you get online, you go to YouTube, and there's a lot of videos on how you can use our referrals platform to be able to see those referral patterns. And when you start to see where we are receiving referrals from to our market center, I would reach one of those market centers and I would start reaching out to agents that are about at the same production level maybe as you, or something like that, that you're going to have something in common with, build a camaraderie and be their person. If you know we are receiving referrals from them and we can see those patterns, guys, this is such a huge opportunity for you.
Yep.
Now, in terms of those that you'll also be able to see where we are sending referrals to. And when you see where we're sending them to, do the exact same thing. Reach out to those market centers, find somebody that you know you can trust with your customer on the other end, and they're going to actually follow up. They're going to do all the things, because unfortunately, sometimes we send out those referrals and we don't see anything back and we don't know what happened. And that's not fun either, right? So make sure that you are connecting with someone who is a trusted allied business partner where we typically send referrals to.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, you also have to manage and systematize your agent referral network by being purposeful about it. Just like with leads and contacts, you want to build relationships and provide value, and you want to make it reciprocal. They provide you referrals and you provide referrals to them. And then you want to maintain it. You want to keep your network up to date and stay in communication with any network partners. So if someone sends you a referral, another agent, throughout the process, let them know, hey, we found a house, we're putting an offer. Hey, we're under contract. Hey, we're closing on this day. Like, let them know how it's going, because they're interested as well. And it keeps them from, like, especially if it's a friend, keeps them from being too involved on the other side. If you're telling them, you're kind of front loading all the information, keeps them from saying, well, you should do this. Okay. You'll find an easy to use agent referral network on command. This allows you to find and connect with agents based on location and production. You can even discover referral partner or referral patterns like Beth was talking about, showing where referrals are coming from and going to. In addition, you can easily track referrals given or received all the way to close and getting paid. Sending the referral form in command or in Dotloop is really important, because that's how you're gonna get paid. So you have to send that. They have to agree to it and all the things. Other great sources for finding information about where people are coming from to get into your market and going from your market are the census and the IRS. The US Census tracks this as domestic migration, and the IRS tracks migration by seeing how addresses change on individual tax returns. So this data is easily found on their respective websites. Who knew? Okay, you can also send referrals worldwide. At the beginning of 2022, Keller Williams had presence in 50+ regions, including the US and Cuba. So you can have referral agents in anywhere we have Keller Williams people. Be open to the possibility of leads from anywhere in the world. Add agents from our worldwide regions to your referral network. My sister bought a house in Australia and I missed the boat. Yeah. They do things very differently there. They had to go to, like, they knew they wanted to buy it, but they had to go to the auction. I don't, know. Anyway. Let's say you have think about the connections you have with countries outside of your town. What friends or family do you have connections where? Let's say you have a client who decides to sell their home and moves to Puerto Rico for retirement instead of leaving your client to find an agent in Puerto Rico. You look up Keller Williams agents in Puerto Rico. Consider this, the next time you travel outside the US or Canada, you can learn more about agent-to-agent referrals by viewing the session called Anchor Your Business with Agent Referrals in the series entitled No Ceiling, Level Up Your Lead Generation on Connect. Also, I would highly recommend if you go to other towns and you have a spare hour or two, find the market center, the Keller Williams Market Center that's nearby, and just pop in. Be like, hey, I'm from Lexington. I just wanted to say hi. If you ever have anybody that moves to Lexington, holler at me.
Hey, Cheyenne,
Yeah.
I actually did that. Everybody may know, our youngest son lives in Huntsville, Alabama. And actually we're heading down there this afternoon, but we go down there every, I don't know, 4 weeks or so. And back last fall, we were down there for a week. And I thought, I'm going to find the Keller Williams office here in Huntsville. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do when I walk in here? Are they going to say, who is this person? And went in there, met the one that she was a very great agent. And she said, hey, she gave me the full tour of their marketplace.
That's awesome.
And I kind of told her my story. I said, I'm located in Central Kentucky and blah, 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 blah. And we've got that contact. And it was real easy. And when I left, I thought, well, that was.
That's
So,
great for Ben because there's a Toyota plant in Huntsville. So people move from Toyota, Georgetown. So that was really smart to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
yeah. And also, I mean, my son's down there with Lockheed Martin. And he came from Lexington to go down there. So I've told him too, I said, any of your buddies that you hear of, or maybe me moving to Huntsville, I said, you can call me and I can get a hold of her. And yeah, it worked out.
That's awesome.
Worked out great. And actually, I did the same thing back in September. We were down in Isle of Palms in South Carolina. The place we rented from was in a Keller Williams office.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. It's a small world, man.
Yeah, so
Small world.
it's kind of cool to do that. So
Just want to make sure there's no. There we go. Make sure there's no. Okay, you can also do business to business referrals. Like your hairdresser, your dentist, your doctor, your accountant, auto repair shop, handyman, all those people, you can do small business spotlights for them. But make sure they know that you're an agent. Every time Fox Pest Control comes over, I'm like, hey, Thomas, you ready to buy a house yet? You're referring your acquaintances to businesses that have come to respect, that you have come to respect and trust. So it's gonna be a reciprocal relationship. You're gonna send people to them, they're gonna send people to you. Or if you refer your clients to their business and like, for example, you get new clients and you're like, hey, I have a dentist for you. I have a doctor for you, whatever. I know where you can get your car fixed and they're not gonna take advantage of you. All those kinds of things. This is easy to get started. I would encourage you to write down the businesses that you want to kind of think about with this. And keep a list of them. You can have it as, like, I make a list of local grades that I give to my clients. So it can be that list, like, who do you use for painting? Who do you use for your HVAC person? All that kind of stuff. And then make sure that you stay in contact with those people so you can have a, reciprocal relationship there. Okay. Let's talk about some more sources. You can do geographic farming. There's a YouTube series that I tried to find for Muhammad and I have lost it somewhere. But it's a great series and it takes you through farming, how to do it, how to pick the neighborhood, what to do, how often, all the things. So search geographic farming on YouTube. And make sure that you understand that it takes time to see results. It's not something that's immediate. You have to stay in contact with them. You can't just send them a mailer once a month, like, you have to stay in contact with them. Choosing a farm involves some considerations such as the number of houses and the turnover rate. And that YouTube video kind of talks about how to figure those things out. You need to think about your price point also, as well as competing agents in the area that might affect your decision on which area to farm. Starting with your own neighborhood is a really great idea because especially if you have like a dog and you're already walking your dog or you're outside with your kids or whatever, people have already seen you and they're gonna be more receptive of you if you live in the area. Once you've chosen your farm area, you'll devote yourself to knowing everything about the area, the history, the growth, the happenings, and more. You will become part of the community and people will come to recognize you as part of their community. So some other things you can do besides just mailers, if you're doing it in your community, you can do like a Christmas light decorating contest where people can vote on their favorite and then you can have a prize for them. You can host community events like an ice cream social in the summer, or you could have like, if you have a gathering space somewhere, you could have like food truck Fridays in the summer. There are lots of things you can do if you're farming an area that's more than just mailers. So make sure you're doing more than just that, because I don't know about you, but I throw them away. So. Yeah, so you can maximize your prospecting and marketing in a geographical farm by doing open houses. You can create a neighborhood Facebook page, and you can run it. So you can have your social media that way. Be out in the community, know what's going on. Send people notes if you know something's happening. Take new neighbors, people that move in, if you didn't sell them the house or whatever, take them, bake some bread or cookies or something and take it to them. But you have to, if you're gonna farm an area, you have to know everything about it and you have to be really in tune to what's happening. If the farm is all in one school district, you can send out newsletters and you can put things that are coming up at school in those newsletters. Or community events in those newsletters, but it needs to be hyper local to that area. And if you're gonna do this, you need a plan. Do not just start and wing it. You need a plan. There are lots of YouTube videos, like I said, that will help you create a plan and you have to stick to it. Door knocking is very useful for notifying neighbors of upcoming open houses, just listed, just sold, or looking for listings or interested buyers. That's also a great way just to meet people. I did that in my neighborhood and I just took them a thing that said who I was. And when I knocked on the door, people were like, what do you want? I was like, I just want to meet you. I've lived here 2 years and I haven't met everybody and I just wanted to meet you. And some of them were like, what's wrong with you? But then when I send them something else, then they'll be like, oh yeah, she knocked on my door and I talked to her. So, keep safety in mind. Perhaps go door knocking with a fellow agent. If you're not comfortable in the neighborhood, you probably shouldn't pick that neighborhood to farm. Just saying. Just saying. Okay.
And also when it comes to geographic farming, Cheyenne, we've got to keep in mind, it has to be worth it for you to geographically farm. So you do have to determine, is there enough turnover rate in that community, right? So you have to know, you've got to know the average price point. to make
Yep.
sure that that's a price point you want to work in, or you're qualified to work in. And what I mean by that is if you are a brand new agent and this is a luxury community, yeah, it might sound really exciting to pull a Selling Sunset and like, oh, I'm gonna geographically,
Yeah.
you might not be ready for that quite yet. So be aware of that. But the other piece of it is if no one in that community ever moves and they're all gonna die in those houses, you're throwing money away. You
Yep.
have to know the turnover rates.
Yep, move on. My neighborhood has a lot of ranches and there's a lot of old people, and when I was door knocking, one of the ladies was like, well, I'm gonna die in this house, and I was like, okay, but it's still good for me to know who my neighbors are. There's also a lot of rentals, so it's a good mix of people, but anyway, you're right about that. Okay, so 2 final lead sources are through events and seminars. You may not feel prepared, and yet these can be very lucrative leads. Events and get-togethers organized and hosted by you. Successful agents are very creative when it comes to events. Listen, if you don't like events, if you don't like the planning and the coordinating, don't do them. You don't have to do these. These are just options. If that doesn't work for you, don't do them. I love events. Grinchmas was so much fun. I made my whole family help. My 16-year-old was the Grinch. My husband was a photographer. My 9-year-old served hot chocolate. The 13-year-old played with the little kids and did activities with them. Like, I baked all the things. It was so fun. We didn't have a huge turnout, but it was so fun. But I love events. So, if it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Neighborhood, you can organize lots of things for events. It doesn't have to be a party. It can be community events. You can organize a neighborhood park cleanup, family front porch photos. A lot of people do like photo sessions, like pictures of Santa or Easter Bunny, or Marina's doing a Valentine's Day photo day, whatever. You can do game nights. This says virtual game nights. Everybody's sick of virtual, don't do that.
Also, Super Bowl is coming up. This is a great opportunity to just do a watch party. It costs you nothing. Turn on your TV and invite some people over.
You say Wildcat?
Yep, I'm having a Super Bowl party. And my husband came home last night and he's like, well, I have a recruit coming in. And I was like, okay, when? He was like, the weekend after, blah, blah. And I looked at the calendar, I was like, that's Super Bowl Sunday. No, you're not. We have a party planned, so you better pick a new day, dude. Yeah, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Like you said, it can be free. It can be very low cost. Get your vendors involved. Ask them to help pay for stuff. But events are awesome because you can have so many touches around the event. That's one reason I like them. Because you can, I mean, you get 10 contacts in for an event. So, plus I just love planning them. They're fun. Seminars are great lead generators as well. You're seen as the expert. One Keller Williams agent moved to a new city where they knew no one and began offering first-time homebuyer seminars, and they got immediate business from it. If you look on Connect, there's a whole thing for a first-time homebuyer. It gives you the printout, it gives you the PowerPoint, it gives you everything. And if you want to go the extra mile, there's a first-time homebuyer book that you can give to clients as well. That goes along with the PowerPoint, all the things. I do first-time homebuyer seminars with Larissa. Sometimes nobody shows up and we just use it to plan our next events. And it's fine. So, sometimes your events will flop and that's okay. They can't all be massively successful, right? You have to start somewhere, but the point is don't stop. Like just because it's unsuccessful the first time doesn't mean it's going to be unsuccessful the 10th time. So think about doing events and seminars as lead sources. Seminars are a good way to diversify your database also. There are underserved communities in every region. So what if you intentionally learn about those community needs and set up seminars to serve them. There's lots of examples of agents who built their businesses helping those that no one else was serving to become homeowners and investors. Everybody deserves a chance to own a home, right? An agent who serves a community with a large population, many of whom are devout Muslims, hosted a training session with an expert on Islamic finance for this underserved community. The law that they follow forms the basis of Islamic banking, prohibits charging interest. I had no idea, right? Expecting 10 or so attendees, she actually had 75 people ready to buy. So that's the way you can serve underserved communities. Another agent who was fluent in Spanish started homebuyer seminars with the Spanish-speaking attorneys and lenders to teach people about home buying, how it works, and built a large business for everyone involved, with upwards of 30 people coming to her seminars every 2 months. So think about that. We can host events here. That's what our market center is for. You just have to organize it with Jeffrey and let him know. Actually, there's a thing on the app that you can reserve. But I've done several events here. We do our homebuyer seminars here. I did Grinchmas here. It doesn't cost anything.
We pay for it.
Yes, absolutely, use it. And the setup, because it used to be a bar, the setup is super friendly for events like that. So, yeah, lots of ways to do that. I need to talk faster because I have rotary today. So leads are everywhere, right? They're the grocery store, the coffee shop, the repair shop, the hair salon, the dentist, Jazzercise, the dog park, your kids' baseball game, the endless track meets that are forever and ever and ever. I have a lot of track meets from January to June. So, I don't have to go to them on Saturday because my kid's not competing. I'm not sad about it. I'm just saying. Okay, so leads are everywhere. Ahas. Anybody have any brilliant thoughts you want to? Anybody, ahas?
So focus on.
Focus on your farmer's market.
I do enjoy it. I think they're a blast. They really are. I still do, and just look at stuff, you have to practical vegetables. Sometimes they aren't cheap, but they were locally grown vegetables, so you want to get a turkey, you're gonna pay 3 times as much, but you know that turkey lives a good life. And on the farm,
There you go.
so.
There you go.
I did want to mention like the farming part about make sure you check the neighborhood, because I wanted to pick my neighborhood and then I wanted to pick another neighborhood in Georgetown and just kind of focus on those two. And so like the one that I was thinking about, I really need to look at and make sure that there's a lot more.
Yep.
I haven't really thought about that. I had just listed a house and sold it really quick in there, but I don't know how much it's actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, every different town has its own market.
Yes.
It is.
The station has its own market.
Absolutely.
Save my little town.
And Lexington is full of little pockets like that.
Yeah.
It is so hyper local because like my little area doesn't move a whole lot. But the area like Tisdale, there's a whole bunch of houses for sale back there. Did you see the one for 525? On Tisdale. It's a ranch on it. Y'all, I hope they get it, because that means my property value is going away.
So that thing. But yeah, so ours is like 2 houses, there's like 5. But I didn't know about. That's crazy.
And like, I'm on Marble Rock, but the other side of Marble Rock, on the other side of Boston, those houses are never for sale. Because it's like this amazing protected little pocket. There's one way in, one way out.
Yep.
The houses are all very nice, well-maintained, family-friendly. Nobody's ever leaving there. Most people are gonna die in these houses.
Yeah.
So I'm not even messing with
So
it.
with my cul-de-sac, I went and just throw it out and just say, hey, I live right here.
Yep.
I'm a crappy neighbor trying to be a better one, I'm just trying to get out and see, we're not selling our homes. Like, no, I'm not asking. I'm just,
Literally just wanna meet you.
I just wanna say, hey, how's it going? And I got we're not selling our home, we're gonna die here. And then I got into a 45-minute conversation about this old vet who used to be a tanker was like, oh, cool, so, you know. And then he's like, well, my Sunday was selling, I'm like, oh, perfect, and then nothing ever came of that, but I was so
Right.
keep pushing
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
And, I think focusing on just, I think even in MRA, it's that you need to own your neighborhood.
Yes,
And I actually got offended when a house went up for sale, like the next street down.
my neighbors sold their house. I have been talking to them about it for months, but not enough.
Yeah.
And they sold their house with somebody else.
The house is still for sale, though, I'm like, I'll wait till that expires.
Uh-huh.
I give them,
Is that the other one on the sale?
no, this is on West Grove,
Oh,
yeah, it's like, it's just.
The one on-
For a while.
there's one on Tinsdale that's been for sale since like October.
Some people are just really loyal to the people they've used before, because this older lady that job was done for me, we were friends with her. And her husband passed away like 6 months ago, and they could use Hopkins in Georgetown, and they moved like every 2 or 3 years. But she's friends with 2 of us other realtors in town in Georgetown, and she went on, and we didn't even know she was going to sell. My husband was gonna do her yard work for her,
Yeah.
since her husband passed. And just for sale sign in the yard, and I'm like, really? Wow. It's like,
Use that as motivation,
I understand, because that's who she's used from years, so I didn't take it too personal.
and
But
you can't.
yeah.
It is business, it is not personal.
Okay. you're like,
Even if
so-
your friend use someone else, they don't want you, I mean,
Right.
that's
maybe they
just-
don't want you in their business. Right.
You just need to work hard.
Some people are weird.
That's good, is I can work hard.
Yes, actually, absolutely.
Like, they're selling it right in the nose, I'm
Yep.
right there, I live here,
Yep.
and it's like 10 houses now.
Yep.
Like, good grief.
Yep.
I see work hard.
Use it as motivation, man. Absolutely. Okay, anybody on Zoom land got anything you wanna share?
Great.
I will say that I
Right.
actually went on a listing presentation on Friday.
I can't hear
And
you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I went on a listing presentation this last Friday. It is my best friend of 20 years. Her and her husband live in my community. Before she got married, I had them move into the community. They actually just got married in November, and they are under contract with me right now to purchase a new home.
Okay.
They're interviewing other realtors to list. Now, I was in her wedding a month ago, 2 months ago, right?
So.
Yeah.
Some people are like clutching their pearls going, what a terrible friend. And I go, I don't think she's a terrible friend at all. I think she has to do what's right for her financially,
Yep.
and she's making a smart decision. Anytime you do something that is that impactful, if you don't do your research, you have no one to blame but yourself. Now,
Yep.
if I don't earn that business, I have no one to blame but myself.
Yes.
I have to show them that I am the best qualified. I have to, because here's the thing is, end of the day, our best friends may not know us as professionals. They may only know us as friends. If
Yeah.
all you do is hang out with these people and have a couple of cocktails and maybe talk a little bit about real estate, they may not think about you in that professional setting.
Yes.
So I did the full listing presentation for her and her husband. All right. And I respect the fact that she's going to do some research and make sure I'm the right choice. Now, do I think I'll still get it? Yeah, I'm just that cocky. I do think that. But but if I don't hold it against her. She's got to do what's right for her. So
And at the end of the day, your friendship is more important than her business.
100%. 100%.
You just can't take it personally. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to every single
As
one.
long
of
as
us.
my friends give me a chance to show them I can do it,
Yep.
I'm a happy camper.
Yep. I had that happen. I mean, I wasn't that close with them, but I had taught with her. They were under contract buying a house with me and they listed with someone else because he could do it for one person. Well, have at it. I'm not doing it for one person. Anyway, anybody else have anything you want to share? All right, I gotta go to Rotary. So, Ben, go ahead. Ben unmuted.
Oh, I know, I was just saying, I just texted my referral friend down in Huntsville, so that's a good time to reach back out to her, so.
Yeah. Let us know how that unfolds.
Yeah, I told her, I won't have time to visit while I'm down there this weekend, but I told her most definitely next time I'm down there, so I'll wait to hear back from her, let y'all know, so. So I won't be here tomorrow, I'll be in Huntsville, so.
Okay, have fun. Have a good trip. Be safe. I will be tomorrow. I'll let you know how the networking event goes. Speed networking. My husband's like, you're going speed dating? I'm like, no, I'm not going speed dating. I would rather gouge my eyeballs out than ever have to date again, ever.
Amen.
right?
And I will not be on tomorrow. I have an inspection I'm going to in the morning,
Hey,
but I will see you all in person on Monday.
yeah. Okay, I'll be here with bells on.
Perfect.
Bye, guys.
See you all.
Bye, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I gotta be smart enough to stop it.
I know, I'm searching for my word.